Hi. So, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our Google Meet. First, I would like to ask the class monitor, do we have any absentees for today's discussion?
Ma'am, I'm glad to say that there are no absentees for today, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Torio. Before we begin our discussion for today, so I have here three images that I want you to give your own reactions or descriptions upon seeing these images. Is that okay?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you for your responses. Um, so for the first image, as you can see, I have here a picture of a lady and words are written on her skin. Can you give some reactions or descriptions on this picture? Anyone?
Raimundo, ma'am.
Okay, Miss Raimundo.
I believe that it is important to give yourself words of affirmation. It fulfills your heart and mind, and self love is a must.
Okay, that's a good one. Thank you for that, Miss Raimundo. What about the next picture? We have here a quote from V saying, "Don't be trapped in someone else's dream." Can you share your opinion or descriptions? Okay, Miss Ordonia raise her hand.
Ma'am, we should, am I audible po? We should
Yes
be
po.
doing our best for ourselves. We have our own goals and dreams to achieve.
That's
Do
right.
not let anyone drag you on their own dream. Make your own and be happy.
Okay, that's a good one actually. Thanks for that, Miss Ordonia. What about the last picture? We have here a turtle saying, "Travel at your own pace and you will arrive." Do you have any
Santiago.
reactions? Okay, Miss Mangahas raised her hand.
Mom, life is not a race, so we should not rush ourselves and we should move with our own pace, ma'am.
Okay, very well said, Miss Mangahas. Now, let us proceed with our discussion for today. So, here are the objectives that you are expected to in this lesson. So, first, define assertion. Next, define each type of assertion and its expressions. The third one is to be able to create your own assertion using each types. And lastly, give your own reaction or assertions based on the article of a relevant issue. So earlier, I asked you to share your reactions for those three images, right? So what you did was related for our lesson for today. So let's proceed. So assertion. Today we will talk about assertion. Can someone please read the definition of assertion for us?
Santiago po.
Okay, Miss Santiago.
Assertion. A statement investing someone's strong belief as if it is true. Though it may not be, he is making an assertion.
Thank you, Miss Santiago. Another definition of assertion is assertion is a stylistic approach or technique that involves a strong declaration, a forceful or confident and positive statement regarding a belief or a fact. So assertions does not have an evidence or a proof. Its main purpose is just to express feelings, ideas, and opinions. Is that clear?
Yes,
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, so assertions have six types. So today we will talk about the six types. The first one is basic assertions. Can you please read the definition of basic assertions for us? Okay, Miss Reyes raised her hand.
Basic assertions. It is a simple and straightforward statement for expressing feelings, opinions, and beliefs.
Thank you, Miss Reyes. So, a basic assertion is when a statement simply expresses one idea, belief, and a straightforward opinion, it is a basic assertion. Okay? Always remember that it is straightforward and simple. So, I have here some examples of basic assertion. So the first one is, if you do not give your best, you may not succeed. Also, it is annoying when someone keeps on talking to me while I'm wearing earphones. So these are just a straightforward expression of feelings and opinions. Is basic assertion clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
then let's proceed to the second type of assertion. It is called emphatic assertions. Can you please read the definition of emphatic assertion, Miss Silva?
Emphatic assertions. It conveys sympathy to someone and usually has two parts. First, encompasses recognition of the feelings or situations of the other person. And second, a statement that shows support for the other person's viewpoint, feelings, or rights.
Thank you, Miss Silva. So for emphatic assertion, the keyword here is sympathy. Again, the keyword for emphatic assertions is sympathy. So in making an emphatic assertions, you acknowledge someone's situation and feelings, then you give another supporting statement that shows support to his feelings or situation. So I have here an example of an emphatic assertion. So I know that it is hard and you are doing your best, but you also have to give yourself a break and rest. So it shows an acknowledgement of feelings and situation, then gives a supporting statement to the situation. Is emphatic assertions clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So the third one is called the escalating assertions. Can you please read the definition of escalating assertions? Okay, Miss Raimundo raised her hand.
It occurs when someone is not able to give a response to a person's basic assertions, and therefore that person becomes firm about him or her.
Okay, that's right, Miss Raimundo. Thank you. An escalating assertion tends to build up the firmness of someone's belief. It may also include the possible action on your part. And now, here is an example of an escalating assertion. I told you to stop drink. Yes, Miss Ardonia. Miss
Ma'am,
Ardonia
napindot
raised
lang
her
po.
hand. Okay, that's understood. Okay, so as I have said, an example of an escalating assertion is, I told you to stop drinking a lot of coffee. It might lead you to being sleep deprived and palpitations. As you can see, the speaker tends to build up the firmness of his or her belief or opinion. So that is for escalating assertions. Next, we have here the confrontive assertions. Please read the definition for us. Miss Panagsagan?
Yes, ma'am. Confrontive assertion, it describes what was to be done. It describes what actually occurred, expresses what you want, and tends to blame people.
Okay, thank you, Miss Panagsagan. So the keyword for confrontive assertion is blame. Always remember that in confrontive assertion, there is a blame. So there's this sense of agreement between two people, and if someone does not did his part, there is a blame. So an example of a confrontive assertion is, we both agreed to go to school together. I waited for you until 7 a.m., but you never came. I already left because I will be late. And now that you got scolded, what do you want me to do? So, as you can see, there's this sense of agreement to come to school together, but on the latter part of the sentence, there's a blame. Okay? So, next, we have Ilanguage assertions. So, who wants to read the definition of Ilanguage assertions? Okay, Miss Mangahas first raised her hand.
I language assertions involves the first person pronoun I and is useful for expressing negative feelings. Nevertheless, it constructively lays emphasis on a person's feelings of anger.
Okay, thank you, Miss Mangahas, for that. So always remember that in I-language assertions, you are expressing negative feelings such as anger. So it always uses the first person pronoun I. So here is an example of an I-language assertion. When you speak harshly, I cannot work with you because I feel annoyed. Therefore, I want you to speak nicely and then assign me a task. You can there's there's a pattern in identifying an I-language assertion. So, as you can see, the speaker described first what happened or the behavior of someone, then what is the effect of the behavior to him, what did he felt, then therefore is what does the speaker wanted to happen in I-language assertion. Is that clear?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, thanks for your responses. So we have now the last type of assertion, and it is called positive assertions. Who wants to read the definition for, okay, Mr. Wu, please read the positive assertions.
Positive assertion: it is used in expressing positive feelings about yourself or someone else.
Thank you, Mr. Wu. So positive assertion expresses positive feelings or ideas, okay? So the examples are, I feel happy because I did well in today's class. Also, it's nice to treat myself after finishing my requirements. So it shows positive feelings and ideas. So are the six types of assertion clear to you guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Okay, if you do not
Yes,
have any
ma'am.
questions, okay, thank you for your responses. If you do not have any questions or clarifications, let us now proceed to the first activity for today. So it is called It's a Match. So for the first activity, I want you to choose the letter from column B, here's the column B, to match the words into column A with their appropriate meanings. So you have to fill the blanks, but you just have to write it on your paper if you want to. Just write the letter of the best descriptions for the types of assertion. I will give you 5 minutes. Is that enough to finish this activity?
Yes,
yes.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So after 5 minutes, we will share your answers in the class. Okay, your 5 minutes starts now. 3 minutes left, guys. Okay, for those who are done, kindly raise your hands to see if we will be able to share your answers now. Okay, it seems like everybody's done for the first activity, so let's discuss your answers. Who wants to volunteer for the first item? What is your answer for the first item? Escalating.
Ma'am,
Yes, Miss Santiago?
the answer is letter B.
Okay, let's see if it is letter B. Okay, that's right. Thank you for that, Miss Santiago. What about the next one? Emphatic. Okay, Miss Reyes.
Ma'am, letter D.
Okay, let's see if it's letter D. Okay, very good, Miss Reyes. What about the next one? Miss Ordoño.
Letter C.
Okay, very good. Oh,
Sorry po.
oh, it's fine. It's understood. Um, the answer for confrontive is letter E because it has the tendency to blame people. Okay, always remember that it's fine to make mistakes. Okay. What about the next item, Miss Raimundo?
The answer is letter C, ma'am.
Okay, let's see. Very good. What about the last one? So the remaining choice is Historia.
Letter A, ma'am.
Okay, it is letter A. Thank you for your answers. It's all right to got an imperfect score. Let's just proceed to the next activity, okay? You can make some bawi pa naman, okay? Don't feel sad, okay? For the next activity, I want you to grab your own pen and paper because this will be a written activity. So it is entitled Make Me. For the directions, I want you to choose two among the six types of assertion and construct your own sentences based on what you have chosen. Is the direction clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so thank you. You will be given 3 minutes for this activity. Then later on, I will call someone to share their answers in the class. Is that all right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
thank you. Your
Yes,
three
ma'am.
minutes begins now. Okay, for those who are done, kindly raise your hands to see if we will be able to share the answers now. Okay, okay, it seems like all of you are done now. So, who wants to volunteer and share their answers? Okay, Miss Torio.
For basic po, I should have studied the lesson properly last night. Now I already forgot the answer on this item.
Okay, very good.
And for emphatic po, I know you feel guilty for what happened, but I believe that that is the best thing to do to give yourself a peace of mind.
Okay, that's a good example. Thank you for that, Miss Torio. Any other answers? Miss Mangahas.
I chose escalating and confronted, ma'am. For escalating, you should share the food with your friends, or else I would tell your mom that you're just eating them on your own. And for the confronted, mom, I asked you to give me time, and you said you'll wait until next week. It has only been 3 days since we talked, and you're telling me to give you an answer already. Are you rushing me to give you my response?
That's a good one. Thank you, Miss Mangahas. Any volunteers for the remaining types of assertion?
I chose Ilanguage, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Victoria.
For Ilanguage, when you rejected my suggestion without hearing it first, I did not talk because I felt ashamed. Therefore, I want you to listen to me first before you say no.
Okay. What about for positive? Who wants to share their answers for the positive? Okay, Mr. Wu.
For positive, I am grateful that you choose me because of my skills.
Okay, thank you for that, Mr. Wu. So it seems like you finally understand the topic for today. You can now create your own assertions. So do you have any questions or clarification?
None so
None,
far.
ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So let us now proceed to the generalization to check if you really understand today's discussion. So generalization is entitled Search Me. So let me share uh, um, the link for the Google Docs for this activity. And I will call someone to share the word they have found and explain your understanding and takeaway for today's lesson. Can you access the activity?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, so this is the activity for today. I have here a search a word activity. So who wants to go first? I can see some participants here already. So who wants to go first and highlight Oh, I can see Miss Raimundo highlighted the word confrontive. Miss Raimundo, can you please share your understanding on the word confrontive?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Confrontive, it is when a speaker is trying to blame and express his anger to the other person whom he had an agreement with.
okay, that's good. Who highlighted the word basic?
Ma'am,
Okay, Miss Mangahas.
Ma'am, basic is an assertion that is simply expressing an idea or opinions and feelings.
Very good. Thank you for that, Miss Mangahas. Who highlighted the word I language? Was that
Ma'am,
Miss
me po.
Torio? Okay,
Yes
Miss
po.
Torio. What about I language? Can you share your understanding on I
I
language?
language uses the pronoun I, and it describes what he or she felt, and it is useful for expressing negative feelings po.
Okay, nice answer. Who highlighted assertions? I can see a cursor here for assertions.
Um,
Yes,
for assertion po, it is expressing one's belief, opinions, or ideas to his statement even without the proof or support.
okay, very good, Miss Santiago. What about emphatic? Who highlighted emphatic? Okay, Miss Reyes.
emphatic when someone states sympathy towards someone he's speaking to and shows support to his situation. It is an emphatic assertion.
Perfect. So, thank you, Miss Reyes. What about the escalating? Who highlighted the escalating? It is this one, the diagonal
Ah,
one.
that's me po.
Yes, Miss Ordonio.
If there is no response to a basic assertion, someone will try to add a stronger and firm opinion to the person who is talking.
Very well said, Miss Ordonio. Another one, the positive. Who highlighted the word positive? Yes, Mr. Wu.
Uh, Positive. The speaker uses positive assertion when he or she is talking about a positive idea about himself or someone else.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Wu. That's a good one. Are there any more answers? Okay, it seems like you already highlighted all the words for this activity. You may now leave the Google Docs and return to the Google Meet. So it seems like you really understand and grasp the lesson for today. And I am glad for that. So do you have any clarifications or reactions?
None so far, ma'am.
None, ma'am.
None, ma'am.
Okay,
None, ma'am.
if that is so, then let's proceed to the final activity. It is called React Assert. So for this activity, I have here an article from Inquirer.net, and I want you to make a reaction using assertion based on this article. At least, or give at least a minimum of 3 sentences. So this will be done in the Google Classroom, okay? You don't have to worry because you have an hour to do this activity. I will make a post in our Google Classroom, and you can share your answers through the comment box. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you have an hour
Yes, ma'am.
to do this activity after the class for today. So if you do not have any questions for this activity, here is your assignment. So for the assignment, I want you to read the following statements and make your own reactions based on your understanding. So I have here 3 statements. And of course, I will also make a post on our Google Classroom, and you may submit your assignment there. This is due until the next meeting, so you don't have to rush the assignment. Is that okay?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, so do you have any clarifications, questions, or reactions for today's class?
None.
No,
None,
None,
ma'am.
ma'am.
ma'am. Yes,
None.
ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So for your information, these are my references or my sources for today's discussion, and that's it for today's meeting. Thank you for your active participation, and I hope you learned a lot from today's discussion. That's it for the class for today. Thank you, guys.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Thank
ma'am.
you,
ma'am.
Thank you,
ma'am.
Thank you,
ma'am.
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Thank you,
Don't
ma'am.
forget don't forget your assignment and your final activity, okay?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you. I will now stop the recording for today's discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,